You both. We're going to move on to another difficult issue for local government, actually. There are more children in care per head of the population in the West Midlands than anywhere else in England. It's putting huge pressure on already hard-pressed local authorities and increasingly means youngsters being sent out of the region to find accommodation, sometimes hundreds of miles away from where they live. Now, critics say the government isn't doing enough to grasp what's been described as a growing national problem. Joshua Nevett's been looking at how they're dealing with the pressures in Coventry.
This is a piece of art that one of my boys has done.
Salma Raja has fostered 17 children over 10 years. All of them had a difficult start in life, but some faced an extra challenge.
A lot of them being far from their family, being, out of their county, not having as much family time or, being able to see their family, settling in a different place, a different environment again.
The first child Salma fostered was moved from London to a home in Coventry.
It was awful for him, really. He just wanted to sleep and eat. He didn't know anybody here. He's in Coventry, a different place, a different environment. He just basically wanted to be back with his family, his nan, but he couldn't be.
There are almost 12,000 children in care in the West Midlands. The region has a higher rate of children in care per 10,000 people under 18 than the average in England. Stoke-on-Trent has the highest rate of children in care in our region, followed by Herefordshire and Solihull. But the lack of care homes is a national problem, and it means many children are being moved too far away from where they grew up.
It's another loss, isn't it? Another big, massive void in the children's lives because they're away from familiar places, people, things.
The BBC has found that in Coventry, some children in the council's care have been moved to homes hundreds of miles away, and these placements are costing the council a fortune.
The council said spending on housing children in care went over budget by about £4 million last year. Many children are put in private homes, with placements costing about £8,000 a week on average. But the council said it's struggling to afford the cost of these placements, which have increased by about 56% over the past 5 years.
But why are care placements so expensive?
This is a growing national problem where we are trying to deliver a public service, a statutory service, which is subject to the market, a market which is broken. The government knows it's broken, and consequently that is putting undue pressures on local authorities.
Do you fear that spending on children in care could ultimately push the council towards effective bankruptcy?
I wouldn't use the word bankrupt. I think the pressures will still continue to increase.
The council says it's investing in 5 new care homes for children, and there are hopes information events like this one will help them recruit 35 new foster parents over the next 12 months.
The first thing we try to do is just kind of like sharing information, so tell people about what is fostering, what's expected of foster carers, and also then help them if they do want to continue, what the next steps are.
Fostering a child is a big commitment, but for anyone thinking about opening their home to a child in care, Salma has a message.
I would say go for it. When those children message you when they've left or come to see you or you bump into them when you're out and about, it's amazing. It makes me feel like I've done a good job, and that they're flourishing, and they always know they've got another parent, a soul mum somewhere, and that's me.